Is it going now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Holly, how you doing?
I'm very well, Nora. How are you?
Pretty good. Have you ever had that situation in China where somebody says something to you and you have no idea what they're saying?
Every single day.
Mm-hmm. So I found this really cool platform that's actually also made in Shenzhen, which helps to solve this problem.
Sounds good to me.
So I don't know about you, but before coming to China, I tried to cram in my brain the 2 weeks before as many Chinese words and phrases as possible, right?
No, I'm
thinking that was going to help when I came to China.
I'm not a good student like you.
I just remember I was still bartending and I would just have the Chinese book behind the bar and just trying to cram it. I had many months to prepare for my trip, but it was the last 2 weeks I was like, okay, now I really have to learn Chinese in the next 2 weeks because I'm actually going to China. But when I got here, I realized that they speak quite differently from what's written in the textbooks, even the good textbooks.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of confusion. And so this tool, which is called Mandarin HQ, which is also made here in Shenzhen, we're made in Shenzhen. Two white chicks are made in Shenzhen. And it goes around the city and asks people questions and asks people answers, and you get this unscripted dialogue, natural language, that's really easy to navigate through in terms of you can just click and you'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, its purpose is to basically bridge that gap between the textbook learning and the real life conversational speech.
Sounds good.
It's really cool. So let's check
Just
it
what
out.
I need.
What's that? Yeah. We all need this, all right? So let's check it out. So here we go. Let's get started. We immediately see this welcome message, which has a tutorial video, and Holly hasn't.
This is my first time.
First ever time. I've used it a little bit. It's really a cool platform. It's actually also made in Shenzhen, where we are here today, and so let's skip. You guys can watch the tutorial video on your own, and let's just get right to the meat of it so you can get an idea for what it's about. So you have 3 options here: beginner, elementary, and intermediate. Let's go for the middle one, elementary, and take a look to see what kind of lessons are here. So far I've done mostly the intermediate ones, and there's tons of them, at least I don't know, I don't want to throw a number out, but at least 50, 60 videos, something like that. And so it's a lot of content to get through. There's a lot of great content, and I assume that they are posting more and more of this.
Awesome.
Okay, so the lessons don't need to go in any kind of order. You can just kind of pick and choose which topics seem interesting to you. So let's see. How do you greet a friend you haven't seen for a long time? Let's look at this one.
Nice.
And once you've finished it, you just tick off, or you'll see that this is checked for you, so you don't have to remember which ones you did. It'll record it for you.
So the site seems quite easy to use, really, doesn't it?
It's really
smooth.
simple.
It's very smooth. Just everything's next step, next step, next step.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it.
I'd say having used it, the site, the functionality is definitely limited, but it does a really great job for what it does have. It's great.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we have 4 sections. We have the listen and watch, where you just play the video, and then you have listen and read. You play the video again, but it gives you both the Chinese and the English. Oh no, sorry, just the Chinese.
Yeah.
And then finally they give you the Chinese and the English together, and then at the end there's a quiz. So it's got this kind of interactive element, which is really cool.
Nice.
So let's just take a look. We won't watch the whole video, but you can get an idea. And then they always have some kind of suggestions for what to do, so play the video several times. First, notice how the different speaker asks the questions. This is the cool thing about this, is that they ask all these different people on the street, and so different people say the same question in just a slightly different way. So you get exposed to all these different things. I don't know about you, Holly, but when I first came to China, I only knew one specific question for one specific thing.
I didn't know anything.
Any variation of that would just throw me off completely.
Yeah, so the great thing about the Mandarin HQ is that most people have studied textbooks back in their home countries, and they come to China and realize, wait a second, I don't actually understand anyone. So this can help with that, like bridging the difference between textbook Chinese and actually learning real Chinese.
Yeah, I remember first thing, because one of the first things that I learned was like, please, can I ask something? And everybody says like, Qing wen,
Yeah.
Qing wen. And yeah, you can definitely say that, but pretty much nobody
no
ever
one
says
does.
that.
Right,
They'll be like, 我问一下. So like, well, let me ask you a second. If you say 请问, it sounds really formal.
Formal, yeah.
So it's not like you wouldn't stop someone on the street and be like, 请问, da, 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 da. I mean, you can, but most people tend not to do that. And so it was like one of the first things that I learned. It didn't really apply here. I mean, you can use it, but it's just not how people generally speak. Just to give you a little example from our own personal experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're looking at the video here, we can see that there are these Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and then A1, A2, A3, A4, all the way to A6. So these are the questions, and then these are the answers. So each person will ask the same question, and then they will answer it for themselves. So we can watch real quick a little
so
bit.
So it matches up.
Yeah, so you can skip, which is like one of the best features. So first, see, she's asking this question, and then he's asking a question. Okay, and so forth. And then you can skip to their answers. Answer 1, answer 2.
Oh, so it's different,
answer 3.
Different people.
Yeah, sometimes it's the same people, sometimes it's different people. It doesn't really matter. They just give you different. And then you can, if you didn't understand one, you just click,
again,
skip back, and play it again. It's really awesome. You don't have to scroll around. Super fast. And when you're done watching it, you just mark it as complete.
Cool.
And then it's got if you have issues, questions, you can always leave a comment, and they get back to you really quickly. So it's very cool. So after you mark it as complete, we will move on to the next step, which is to watch everything again, but it gives you the Chinese subtitles.
I like this bar at the top, this step progress.
Yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm almost done. So this is it. You see it with the Chinese subtitles, which they do a nice job with putting the pinyin right above the characters, so you don't freak out for the characters. You can read the pinyin.
Can you pause it too while you're watching it?
I believe you can. Our internet connection here is a little bit slow, so sorry.
Because I think I would like to pause it while I was like, so that I could, actually.
Yes, you can.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Adjust the volume. You can even make it full screen if you feel like wah. But it's nice to have access to these buttons here. You can always go back also.
Yeah.
So let's just mark this as complete. I guess you get the idea. You just listen again, just looking at the characters, looking at the pinyin. That'll help you absorb a little bit more. Because I think the point isn't just to understand everything right away. It's just to listen. By the end of the lesson, you will understand because it'll give you the English. So don't worry about like, what does that character mean, and going and looking up in your dictionary. You don't have to do that because it'll all become clear at the end of the lesson. So let's just say we did all of this. We listened to all of them. We're ready to move on.
Oh, and I just noticed you can get a transcript too.
I didn't even know that. Word for word transcript.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice. You can download it, probably print it if you need to take it with you to study. Very cool. So this is the same.
This has
people.
English now.
Yep, it's got the English and the Chinese together, if I remember correctly. Yep. And again, you can skip around. You can fill in the blanks for the things you didn't quite understand. It's fun. You kind of get to know these. A lot of these faces are familiar, so you get to know them. You start getting used to the way they speak. Because there's one girl in there who's just like a blabbermouth, and she's like, blah, blah, blah. And every time she would come on the screen, I was like, oh, no, it's this girl again. She's going to say something I don't understand.
But it's good practice,
It's really good. And some people speak really clearly. Some people have slight accent, so it's really good to get exposed to these different Mandarin styles, because that's what you're going to encounter in China for sure. All right, so let's say we've listened to all the questions and answers again for the last time, and now we understand everything. Let's take the quiz. Okay, So, looks like you can watch it again as you're taking the quiz. Oh, and you can see what other people have written, which is nice. So we'll start the quiz. Alright, now the quiz is tricky. You need to get it exactly right. So you need to listen to every word or check the subtitles to make sure every word is the same, because that's how they catch you up. So it's asking, which one of the options below are spoken in the video? So I suggest you first read it. I don't know if you're excellent, then you can just read the Chinese, but I need opinions still, so we just read it. And then you check off, okay, I think this one's in there and this one's in there, but not these two. Yeah, it's tricky. The quizzes are really good because it's not, you can't just one. Yeah, you can't just like make a random guess. I mean, you can. Yeah. But because you can choose 1 or 4, you know, you really need to be careful. Nice. So this is just randomly chosen, but let's check to see. Oh, exactly wrong. So I should have selected the 2 opposite answers. So this one's the right one, we didn't select that one, this is the right one, and so on and so forth. So then at the end of the quiz, it will give you your answer, like it will give you your final score, and you can do the lesson again if you want to, or you can move on to the next lesson.
Nice. Does it track does it track how well you've done in these in the tech quizzes?
I think it keeps a record of the quizzes. In terms of keeping like a final, I don't think it has like a dashboard that has like your complete progress through.
That would be quite nice.
It would be quite nice. I mean, there's a lot of room to grow on this. The point is it does a really good job for what it is.
Oh yeah.
It exposes
it's really nice.
So so you can kind of skip and choose the lessons that are relevant to you. You can first do some beginner ones, or you can even skip right to intermediate and test yourself out.
Nice.
So it's a really cool.
So once you've got an account, you have access to everything.
Everything.
Nice.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So we hope you check it out. Shout out to Mandarin HQ for putting out this great software with these videos. Very nicely done.
I'm looking forward to trying it out.
Yes.
Which I will be doing as soon as we finish this video.
If you've tried it out and you have some comments or questions, you can leave them here on the video, and we will definitely get to it, and we can also help you to contact Mandarin HQ if you can't get a hold of them. But they're very good with their support, so you should also be able to contact them directly. So hopefully this is a tool that will help you improve your Chinese, especially spoken. So we hope you like the review.
Bye.
Bye.